Hello, DC sports fans. Welcome to DC Sports with Denise, the show where DC sports takes center stage. I am your hostess with the mostest, Denise, and thank you for joining me on this episode. We are going to discuss the UFL DC Defenders men's football team. We're going to talk about the Washington Spirit, their last two games. The WNBA Mystics began their season, so we're going to talk about their two last games. And we have some good news coming from our Washington Wizards. So we're going to discuss all of that. But first, let me take you a little further south to Kentucky. This year was the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby, the race for the roses. And let me tell you, I really want to talk to you about this because this Kentucky Derby made history from the top to the bottom. I mean, there were so many historical moments in this 152nd running. It was absolutely great. First of all, let me share with you the winner. This is jockey Jose Ortiz on the winning horse, Golden Tempo. And here is Golden Tempo with all the roses and all of the accoutrements that come with winning the Kentucky Derby. Now, here is where we start making history, folks. This was the first time in Kentucky Derby history where two brothers, a sibling duo, won first and second place. Here's a picture. Okay, in the red helmet, you have Jose Ortiz, who won first place, riding Golden Tempo. And then in the light orange or peachy color helmet, you have Jose's brother, Irad, who won second place, riding the horse Renegade. So these two brothers, the Ortiz brothers, are from Puerto Rico, which is a United States territory. It is part of the United States of America, just as Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, is a U.S. territory. You see how I'm tying it back to us, folks? So here is a very touching picture of the Ortiz brothers when the race was won, and Jose with the red helmet riding Golden Tempo, and his brother Irad Ortiz riding Renegade. So this was a very touching moment for the Ortiz brothers, the first brothers in history to win first and second place in the Kentucky Derby. But history does not stop there. Oh, we're just getting into it, my friends. We're just getting into it. History was also made in this Kentucky Derby because Cherie DeVoe became the first female horse trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. So we made history there. And here is a picture of Cherie DeVoe before the race, just before the race, talking with Donna Barton Brothers, who also made history of her own because she's a former jockey. Donna is in the white blazer on the left side. She's a former jockey and a longtime NBC sports reporter. And this was her 26th and final Kentucky Derby. So she plans on retiring after the Preakness. So congratulations to Donna Barton Brothers on her long, illustrious career as an NBC sports reporter and a former jockey. And we wish her well as she moves on to a new chapter in her life after retiring from broadcasting. But folks, the history doesn't stop there. Oh, no. We have more history made in this 152nd Kentucky Derby because we have Lindsay Shanzer. She was the supervising producer for NBC's coverage of this 152nd Kentucky Derby, and she is the first female to serve as producer of the televised Kentucky Derby. She has the most watched Kentucky Derby as a credit to her. So congratulations, Lindsay Shanzer, on that. And let me give you some numbers, okay? This was the most watched Kentucky Derby on record because there were 19.6 million viewers on average. And this Kentucky Derby peaked at 24.4 million viewers in the final moments. So, congratulations to the Ortiz brothers for winning first and second in the Kentucky Derby, a first in history. Congratulations to Cherie DeVoe, being the first female horse trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations to Donna Barton brothers on her long-term coverage of the Kentucky Derby, doing 26 years, and she was a former jockey herself. And as Cherie DeVoe pointed out, Donna Barton Brothers was one of her main inspirations that made her get involved with horse racing. And of course, congratulations to Lindsay Shanzer being the first female television producer of the Kentucky Derby and garnering the largest recorded viewership in the history of the race. So history was made front, back, and center in the Kentucky Derby. So congratulations to all involved. And of course, congratulations to the winner, Golden Tempo. And trainer Cherie DeVoe did announce that Golden Tempo's team decided to let Golden Tempo relax and recuperate and recover from winning the Kentucky Derby. So they decided to skip the Preakness, and they may look forward to competing in the Belmont Stakes. So Golden Tempo will not be going for the Triple Crown. Speaking of the Triple Crown, the best horse ever to do it, Secretariat, who did win the Triple Crown, got the fastest time, still holds the record, still is impacting racing today because in this 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby, 19 of the 20 horses who ran are descendants of Secretariat. So we had champions in this race. It was wonderful, folks. Hope you got a chance to see it. Now coming back to DC, our DC Defenders men's football team did not fare so well. They played during the week of May 3rd. They played the Louisville Kings, and unfortunately, they lost 30-13. However, quarterback Jordan Ta'amu threw the longest touchdown in the United Football League this season with an 81-yard pass to wide receiver Javon Antonio. Let's take a look at that, shall we?
Here he is. And here comes that pressure. Ta'amu gets away. Throwing deep downfield. Got a man out there. It's caught at the 40-yard line. Javon Antonio on the run all the way for a DC touchdown. There is a flag.
So that was an outstanding play. However, the DC Defenders lost because there was a fumble on special teams and there were interceptions. So the DC Defenders could not defend because they were committing too many turnovers. However, this coming weekend, the DC Defenders will try again when they go to Louisville for their rematch against the Kings. And we wish them victory. Now, going over to the women's soccer. Our DC Spirit during the week of May 3rd, played the Orlando Pride, and they won. So congratulations to our our Washington Spirit women's soccer team. They won against the Orlando Pride 4-2, and Sophia Cantori got the second. Well, she got 2 goals. She got a first goal in the first 2 minutes. Then she got a second goal within 6 minutes. So she set a league record for the fastest 2 goals from kickoff. Let's take a look at Sophia Cantori. there's the first goal. Within 2 minutes, Sophia Cantori. And here comes the second goal. So congratulations to Sophia Cantori for her goal. And let's see. So they beat the Orlando Pride in week 3. The week of May 3rd, 4-2. And then let's see. Claudia Martinez scored the second goal the third goal actually, to give the Washington Spirit the lead over the Orlando Pride. And then Trinity Rodman scored the final and fourth goal to win the game. And Trinity Rodman also won the individual honor of Player of the Week in that game against the Orlando Pride. And let's see, Washington Spirit. Let's take a look at real quick at Sophia Cantori's honor. She has the fastest brace from kickoff in National Women's Soccer League history. So our Washington Spirit are making history. So congratulations to Sophia Cantori. And the Washington Spirit head coach, Adrian Gonzalez won the Coach of the Month for April. So congratulations to him. And then let's see, the Washington Spirit went on this past weekend to face the Seattle Reign. And Claudia Martinez scored the winning and only goal of the game. And this makes the 5th straight win for the Washington Spirit. Let's see Claudia Martinez goal.
Developed into anything specifically dangerous.
Moved out wide. It's Carl coming forward for Washington. Cross in. Martinez! The breakthrough Washington has been looking for. 1-0 Spirit in Seattle.
So congratulations to the Washington Spirit and Claudia Martinez on her game-winning goal. Now we go over to the WNBA, to the Mystics. They started their season week of May 3rd, and they took on the Toronto Tempo, and they won 68-65, thanks to Shakira Austin's winning free throws. There were 4 of them, by the way. And Sonia Citron was the top scorer for the Mystics. She had 26 points, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And she had a field goal percentage of 75%. So let's see. This is who their starting lineup was. Georgia Amore was the point guard. Sonia Citron was shooting guard, small forward. Kiki Iriafen was power forward. Cassandra Prosper was guard, small forward, and Shakira Austin was the center. And this past weekend, the Mystics hosted the New York Liberty and lost 98-93 in overtime. However, despite that loss, despite the overtime loss to the New York Liberty, our power forward, Kiki Iriafen, became the 11th player in WNBA history to record at least 5 double-doubles. That's 5 20-plus point and 10-plus rebound games before turning 23 years old. So she was the first WNBA player to record 5 double-doubles before turning 23. So we do have, history-making players here. And let's take a quick look at Kiki Iriafen. So in the game against the New York Liberty, despite the overtime loss, she scored 20 points and had 20 rebounds. But let's take a look at her wonderful exploits. Here is Kiki Iriafen. And we're going to take a look at her scoring her double-double. Congratulations to her. And the Mystics will go to Indiana to face the Fever this Friday, and we wish them a victory. Now on to Commanders news. This past weekend, the Washington Commanders conducted their 2026 rookie mini camp. And we got to have a first look at our 2026 NFL draft picks, along with our undrafted free agents. And I have a couple of pictures for you of that. We have Sonny Styles, our linebacker extraordinaire. He is the rookie. He was our first draft pick, our number 7. And everybody was very, very excited to see Mr. Sonny Styles, our linebacker. We also have a picture from rookie minicamp of our wide receiver, Antonio Williams, and he is expected to make a splash on the team this season. And then we have unsigned free agent tight end Quentin Moore. Also in Commanders news, former quarterback Taylor Heineke announced his retirement. But for more details on all things Washington Commanders, please go over to Two of a Kind Sports, where my co-host Denise and I will take a deep dive into the latest and greatest developments for the Burgundy and Gold. That's Two of a Kind Sports, the show where passion meets the game. And on a more somber note, media pioneer Ted Turner recently passed away on May 6th. At the age of 87 due to complications from Lewy body dementia, which is a progressive brain disease. Now, Ted Turner was the founder of CNN, TBS, and TNT cable stations. He was also the owner of the Atlanta Braves football team and the Atlanta Hawks basketball team. He created the Goodwill Games, which happened once every 4 years, similar to the Olympics. Ted Turner also owned WCW, World Championship Wrestling, which was the main competitor of the WWE in the 1990s. And I remember that because Ted Turner was very determined not to let WWE owner Vince McMahon have a monopoly over wrestling. So in the 1990s, WCW and WWE went head to head, and that was thanks to media pioneer Ted Turner. And at one time, Ted Turner was married to actress Jane Fonda, which was one of his 3 marriages. And Ted Turner is survived by 5 children, 14 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. So may his memory be a blessing to all of his surviving family and friends. Now, on a happier note, our Washington Wizards gave us some good news for the first time since year of our Lord 2010. The Washington Wizards won the 2026 NBA Draft Lottery. That is right, DC sports fans. The Washington Wizards have the number 1 pick in the 2026 NBA Draft, and how beautiful it is. The Wizards sent former point guard John Wall, their last number 1 draft pick, to receive this year's draft lottery pick, which turned out to be number 1. Let's take a look at that.
Be the Utah Jazz, and that means that the number 1 pick in the 2026 NBA Draft goes to the Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards
look shocked.
win the 2026
There's a head
NBA
coach.
Draft Lottery. Remember, they made a huge trade last season. They added Anthony Davis. They added Trae Young. And now they will have a number 1 pick to pair alongside their young core.
And there you have it. And Ted Leonsis, the founder, chairman, and CEO of Monumental Sports and Entertainment, which owns the Washington Wizards, posted this on X Twitter. He said, the Washington Wizards, with the number 1 pick, an incredible opportunity to add a transformational talent to our core. We're building something sustainable in DC, and today is a big step forward. And Ted Leonsis' son, Zachary, or Zach Leonsis, who is the president of Media and New Enterprises for Monumental Sports and Entertainment, and he's also alternate governor for the Washington Wizards, posted his statement on X Twitter. He said, great result for the Washington Wizards. Securing the number 1 pick gives us a chance to add a talented player and continue building toward the long-term vision we've set in DC. Excited for what's ahead. The Wizards have this scene of the Washington Monument pinned to their X Twitter page. Let me show you that video. You see the Washington Monument, and inside are lottery balls. Guess which number their ball had? Number 1. So congratulations to the Washington Wizards and Wizards fans everywhere on winning the 2026 NBA Draft Lottery with the number 1 pick. And as the saying goes, for one, for all, for the district. So congratulations. And that concludes my broadcast. But before I leave, because I wasn't here before, I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very, very happy Mother's Day. I hope everyone enjoyed their Mother's Day, all mothers everywhere. And in particular, I would like to wish my beautiful, lovely mother a wonderful, happy Mother's Day, as I did on Mother's Day. I love you, Mom. And I hope everyone had a chance to celebrate their mother in some type of way in honor of Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, especially mine. When you have a beautiful, wonderful, multi-talented, multitasking mother like mine, every day tends to be Mother's Day. So thank you very much, Mom. I love you. And I know you had a happy Mother's Day. So, and I hope everyone else did as well. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. And I invite you to please subscribe to this channel. Give me a like, and please leave a comment to share your views. Please and thank you. I am Denise, and this is DC Sports with Denise, the show where sports take center stage. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and I will see you next time.